Have you ever been lying in bed at night, everything quiet, lights off, your body just starting to drift into sleep, when suddenly, out of nowhere, it hits you? A sharp, twisting cramp grabs hold of your calf like someone's wringing it tight. The pain is intense, sudden, and all you can do is jump up, try to rub it out, and wait for it to pass. If you've felt that before, I want you to know you're not alone. I'm a doctor who spent over 30 years working with older adults in clinics and hospitals across the US, and I can't count how many times I've heard people describe what they call their midnight nightmare. It's not about bad dreams. It's about leg cramps that yank them out of sleep, freeze their legs in pain, and leave them waking up the next morning feeling like they ran a marathon in their sleep. What concerns me the most? So many of them think it's just something they have to live with. They'll say things like, "Doc, I guess it's just my age. I don't even do much during the day. Why do my legs keep cramping?" One woman, 68 years old, said that to me with a tired smile during her visit. And I looked her in the eye and said, "No, you don't have to just put up with it. We can change this, starting with what you eat." Now, I know, that sounds almost too simple. An egg? A banana? How could something so ordinary possibly make a difference in your sleep or your muscles? But I want you to picture this. You get ready for bed like usual, but this time, something's different. No jolting pain wakes you up in the dark. No stiff, aching legs in the morning. Just deep, uninterrupted rest, and legs that feel calm and light like they've finally found peace. And it all starts with something small, giving your body the right nutrients at the right time. As we age, our bodies don't store or absorb vitamins and minerals the way they used to. Everything slows down: digestion, circulation, muscle recovery, especially at night when your body's trying to heal and when your muscles don't get what they need, like potassium, magnesium, vitamin D, or protein. They go into panic mode. That's when cramps happen, and that's what wakes you up. But here's the good news. A simple boiled egg before dinner, or a banana an hour before bed, can change all that. Eggs, they're not just breakfast food. For older adults, they're a gentle medicine packed with easy-to-digest protein, plus vitamin D and B12. Both crucial for muscle and nerve health. And bananas? Not just a quick snack. They're loaded with potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6, nutrients that help your muscles relax, calm your nerves, and stop those nighttime spasms before they start. I had a patient, James, 72 years old. He used to get cramps every single night. I suggested one simple change: a banana about an hour before bed and a small glass of water with a pinch of sea salt. A week later, he called me and said, "Doc, for the first time in months, I slept straight through the night." Now, I'm not saying this is a magic cure for everyone, but it's a gentle, natural, and low-cost place to start. And sometimes, that's all we need. You see, we're so used to turning to pills for every problem. But sometimes the real solution is sitting right there in your kitchen, not in your medicine cabinet. A boiled egg, a ripe banana. Small things, yes, but it's often the small things that make the biggest difference in how we feel each day. And you know the best part? You don't have to wait. You can start tonight, calmly, naturally, just by listening to your body. I won't promise you'll never have another cramp again, but I will promise this: if you stay consistent, if you treat your body with kindness and intention, those small changes will start to show up, quietly, gently, in the quality of your sleep and in the comfort of your legs. So let me ask you, have you ever been woken by a cramp in the middle of the night? And if so, could a banana or an egg be the simple solution you never thought to try? I want you to imagine this. Every morning, when you open your eyes, your legs don't feel heavy or stiff anymore. Instead, there's a lightness, a comforting ease, as if blood is flowing freely throughout your body. No more clogged vessels, no more waking up with legs that feel like they were left behind overnight. And no, it's not magic. It's the quiet but powerful effect of healthy fats, the kind you can find in what many people overlook as just a snack: walnuts, almonds, and cashews. I'll never forget one of my patients, Bill, a 66-year-old retired engineer living alone in Colorado. He told me his legs often felt cold and achy, especially in the mornings. He didn't smoke, didn't drink, and took regular walks, but still dealt with nightly leg cramps. When I examined him, I noticed signs of poor circulation in his lower limbs, something very common in people over 60. After a few questions, I asked him something that might sound simple. "Do you ever eat nuts, like walnuts or almonds?" He chuckled and said, "I've seen those in the grocery store. Always figured they were for people on diets." That's when I shared something with him, and now, with you, that many people overlook: the incredible value of healthy fats. When we hear the word fat, we get nervous. We've been taught that fat raises cholesterol, causes heart disease. But here's the truth. Not all fats are bad. In fact, some fats are absolutely essential, especially for your heart, muscles, and circulation. And the best kinds of these fats? They're tucked inside the simplest things. A small handful of almonds, a few walnuts, or even a spoonful of dry roasted cashews. These humble little nuts are packed with omega-3s and monounsaturated fats. These are the kinds that help keep blood vessels flexible, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation, especially to your legs. Without them, blood flow slows down, your muscles get less oxygen, and you end up with sudden spasms, those cramps we all dread. Think of your muscles like a car engine running long distance. To run smoothly, it needs fuel, and it needs good oil to keep the engine lubricated. Blood is your fuel. And healthy fats? They're your motor oil. They keep everything flowing to every muscle fiber, all the way to the tips of your toes. A Harvard study once found that older adults who regularly ate omega-3 rich nuts had significantly fewer muscle cramps and less pain, compared to people who followed strict diets but lacked healthy fats. Strange, right? But it makes sense. Fat isn't the enemy. The right fat can be one of your body's best allies. And the best part? You can start small. Sprinkle a few almonds on your morning oatmeal. Toss a few walnuts into your lunch salad. Or simply enjoy a small handful, about an ounce each afternoon, instead of reaching for cookies or chips. Your body won't shout the difference right away, but over time, you'll notice it. Fewer cramps, less stiffness when you wake up, a lighter step, a steadier heartbeat, a clearer mind. I always tell my patients, health doesn't come from big changes. It comes from small things we do consistently with knowledge and intention. And one of those small things is a handful of nuts a day. So if someone asked me, "Doctor, where should I start if I want fewer leg cramps?" I wouldn't begin with pills or supplements. I'd say, start with your pantry, and today, give your legs a reason to feel lighter tomorrow morning. Let me tell you about a silent hero, one you might have never thought of: magnesium. It's not flashy like calcium, not as famous as vitamin D, but when your body runs low on it, you'll feel it. Muscles get tight, nerves become edgy, and sleep turns restless. I remember one patient, Margaret, a kind 70-year-old woman with a petite frame and gentle demeanor. She didn't come in with a major illness. She simply said, "Doctor, I just can't sleep through the night anymore." She'd fall asleep for a couple of hours, then wake up with muscle pain, legs cramping and burning. She'd tried it all, changing pillows, taking calcium, massages, warm baths, but nothing helped. We ran some blood tests. Everything looked normal, except for one thing. Her magnesium levels were just slightly below optimal, not dangerously low, but just enough to cause the kinds of issues that often get overlooked in a standard checkup. I explained it to her like this: magnesium is like the quiet factory worker no one notices until he's gone and everything stops running smoothly. Magnesium is involved in over 300 chemical reactions in your body. It helps muscles relax after contraction, allows nerves to fire smoothly, and helps your heart beat steadily and your sleep run deep. Without it, muscles become easily excitable, nerves misfire, and cramps can strike out of nowhere, like a warning sign. I didn't prescribe any medication. Instead, I told her, let's start simple. Each night, eat a banana. Each day, snack on a handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds, then let your body tell you what's changing. Margaret followed that advice. 3 weeks later, she came back with a brighter face and a lighter step. "Doctor, "I'm not waking up from leg pain anymore. I'm sleeping straight through the night, and that's worth more than gold." And she's right. A full night's sleep, especially in our later years, is one of life's greatest gifts, not found in a pill bottle, but gently restored with a little magnesium each day. You don't have to look far. A banana, with about 30-35 milligallons of magnesium, plus potassium and vitamin B6, is a natural daily boost. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, and cashews aren't just tasty. They're magnesium powerhouses. A small handful a day, around 1 ounce or 28 grams, can move your body a big step closer to true relaxation. A study from Tufts University found that nearly 50% of adults over 60 in the US don't meet the recommended daily magnesium intake. Not because they don't eat, but because their bodies absorb less with age, or because of medications that quietly drain nutrients. Diuretics, acid blockers, even chronic stress, all can silently deplete magnesium. That's why I often tell my patients, let food be your medicine, and let each meal be the gentlest prescription you write for yourself. So if you've ever been woken in the night by a leg cramp, if you've tossed and turned with your calves clenched in knots, try something simple. Eat a banana before bed, or snack on a handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds during the day, and stay consistent for a few weeks. You'll begin to feel the difference, not just in your legs, but in your sleep, your nerves, your sense of calm. Because sometimes the most powerful changes begin with the smallest choices. And magnesium, that quiet little hero, is simply waiting for your invitation to come back into your daily life. I want you to imagine this. You're sitting quietly, reading a book or watching TV. Everything feels peaceful, until one leg suddenly tingles like pins and needles, or your arm starts aching with a dull, electric-like sensation. Not exactly sharp pain, but nagging, uncomfortable, and sometimes enough to wake you up in the middle of the night. Have you ever experienced that feeling? Part of the cause could be traced back to 2 tiny but absolutely essential vitamins for your nervous system, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12. When you're young, your body absorbs these vitamins fairly easily. But after age 50, your digestive system becomes less efficient. Your stomach produces less acid, intrinsic factor drops, and suddenly B12 absorption becomes a silent struggle. The result? Millions of older adults in the US are deficient in B12 without even knowing it. And B6? Often depleted by long-term medication use, especially blood pressure meds or antibiotics. I remember an elderly gentleman named Henry, 68 years old, who came to see me because of frequent leg cramps in his left calf, along with a burning numbness that stretched from his knee down to his ankle. He assumed it was due to spinal degeneration or poor circulation, but after a few tests, we discovered something much simpler. His B12 levels were dangerously low. We started with the basics, food before pills. I told him, a boiled egg every morning, not only good for your heart, but also a great source of B12. And don't forget bananas, an old friend you've probably overlooked. Many people don't realize that eggs and bananas form a powerful duo for supporting the nervous system. Eggs, especially the yolks, are rich in natural B12, while bananas offer easily absorbed B6, along with potassium, magnesium, and fiber. That's why in many neuro-recovery diets, these 2 foods are always present. 6 weeks later, Henry came back, and I'll never forget the smile on his face. "Doctor, my leg feels like a gentle companion now. No more mischief in the night, and I'm sleeping deeper, waking up without that heavy-headed feeling." I smiled back, because I know our nervous system is like a symphony orchestra. Without enough B6 or B12, the music falls out of tune, signals become erratic, leading to tingling, cramping, or even numbness. But when nourished properly, everything returns to harmony. A study from the National Institute on Aging confirmed older adults who maintain healthy B12 and B6 levels reduce their risk of peripheral nerve damage by up to 40%. And the best part, you don't need expensive medications. Just return to simple meals. 1 banana a day, 1 egg in the morning. Sometimes health doesn't come from complicated routines, but from consistently doing the right thing. Because you see, nerves don't have a voice, but when they're damaged, your body will speak up for them. Listen early, before that voice becomes too loud to ignore. There's something interesting I often share with my patients. Our bodies, though they may seem complex, are actually governed by a few very simple principles. One of the most important is electrolyte balance. You might be thinking, electrolytes? Isn't that the stuff in those sports drinks the kids are always drinking? Well, you're not entirely wrong, but for older adults like us, electrolyte balance isn't just about recovering after exercise. It's what keeps your heart beating steadily, your muscles working smoothly, and your nervous system sending signals accurately. I want you to picture this. Your body is like a symphony orchestra. Each mineral like sodium, potassium, magnesium is an instrument. If even one instrument is out of tune, the whole symphony becomes discordant. And when your body loses this balance, the results are cramps, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, tingling in the hands and feet. All the wrong notes your body plays to signal distress. I've seen this many times, like with Mrs. Margaret, 72 years old, who came in complaining of nightly leg cramps even though she drank plenty of water. She couldn't understand it. She ate pretty well and still did light exercise every morning. We ran some tests and discovered she was slowly losing magnesium and potassium, likely caused by years of taking diuretics to manage her blood pressure. Those pills made her kidneys work overtime, not just flushing out excess fluid, but also washing away precious minerals. And this isn't rare. Many older adults suffer from electrolyte imbalances simply because no one told them that our bodies don't retain minerals as easily as they once did. I helped Mrs. Margaret make a few simple changes to her diet. 1 banana a day because bananas are rich in potassium. A small handful of roasted pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds to boost magnesium. Boiled eggs, which not only provide protein, but also support the absorption of vitamins needed to keep electrolytes stable. 3 weeks later, she came back and said, "Doctor, those annoying nighttime cramps have almost disappeared. I'm sleeping better. No more getting yanked out of a good dream by pain shooting down my leg." That story touched me, because what she needed wasn't more medication or some complicated intervention. She just needed to return to the right way of nourishing her body. Here's another powerful truth. When you eat a balanced diet, especially whole, natural foods instead of heavily processed ones, your body starts to self-regulate. It balances your blood pH, stabilizes blood pressure, and helps your organs work together more smoothly. I often say, you don't need to find your electrolytes in those sugary sports drinks filled with chemicals. You'll find them in nature. In the banana you peel each morning, in the egg you boil when you have a quiet moment, in the handful of seeds you snack on instead of reaching for a cookie. Remember, electrolytes aren't just about biochemistry, they're the language your body uses to communicate. Keeping them balanced is how you help your body and your life stay in harmony. I want you to picture this. Imagine the muscle fibers in your legs, the very fibers that have carried you through tens of thousands of steps in your lifetime, working like a finely tuned machine. But even the best machines need lubrication, not oil or grease, but water. Many people think, "I'm not thirsty, so why drink more?" But here's the catch with aging. Our sense of thirst isn't as reliable as it used to be. Your body might be dehydrated without you even realizing it until a cramp appears as a quiet, painful reminder. I once cared for a 68-year-old man named Howard. He told me, "I go for a walk every afternoon, eat regularly, but I still get calf cramps every night. Sometimes they hurt so much they wake me up." When we reviewed his habits, we found he was only drinking about 2 glasses of water a day, mostly with meals. He didn't drink more because, well, he didn't want to wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. Sounds familiar, right? Maybe you've thought the same. But once I guided him to spread his water intake throughout the day, drinking a bit in the morning, 1 glass after his walk, and stopping after 7 p.m. to avoid nighttime trips to the bathroom, just 1 week later, he came back and said, "Doctor, you know what? My legs feel smoother, I sleep more peacefully, and I no longer wake up dreading that morning ache." Water, simple as it is the key to keeping your muscles supple, your blood flowing smoothly, and your nervous system firing correctly. Without it, even the best nutrients can't do their job. Just like a boat, no matter how well it's packed, can't travel far without a river. And now, I want you to take a quiet moment and ask yourself, have I truly been caring for my body in the most basic, essential ways? A banana a day, a timely glass of water, a handful of seeds instead of sugary snacks. Am I giving myself these small but powerful gifts? Growing older doesn't have to mean living with pain or restless nights. It can be a time of awakening when we understand our bodies better, treat them with more love, and move through life with greater ease. If what I shared today resonated with you, please tap like to help the YouTube algorithm recognize that health content for older adults matters. If someone you know, a friend, a loved one, a neighbor, might be quietly suffering from leg cramps like you once did, share this video with them. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to keep walking this health journey with me through your 50s, 60s, and beyond. I'm a doctor, but more than that, I'm someone growing older, just like you, and I truly believe we all deserve to spend our later years feeling comfortable, strong, and free from the fear of being jolted awake by a painful cramp in the night. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue learning how to listen to and care for our bodies in smarter, gentler ways. Wishing you a restful sleep tonight without sudden, painful muscle pulls. You deserve that, truly.